For the last 22 years or so, one asset has been used and spread over a wide variety of the games made by Valve, across two different engines, along with a somewhat detailed history of its creation. This multi-decade history and documentation gives us a unique look at Valve's history, the history of the Source engine along with the behind-the-scenes of modding the engine, and of the process of video game development more generally. Props Vehicle's Car003a is a video game environmental asset, specifically this entity referred to as a prop. Its life began sometime around 2004, the final year of development for Half-Life 2. As part of development for the game, a team was sent to Bulgaria in order to gather reference materials to be used for the game's Eastern European setting. This reference material included numerous photos taken of the country. One of these photos was this picture of a car somewhere. This is a yellow Moscovich 2140, produced by the former Soviet Union. Based on what we can see, it might be a pre-1982 model. The team for the game liked the look of the vehicle, and artist Eric Kirchmer sketched some concept art inspired by it. This concept art was eventually used as inspiration for a 3D model. This 3D model was then textured to invoke the original car's paint scheme and decay. The completed model was then turned into both an unmovable static prop and a movable physics prop. Level of detail meshes were also created and embedded into the prop, helping to optimize it for longer distances. We will see a bit of that later. These props were then placed in the level editor Hammer to decorate a wide variety of maps for the game. That initial concept art of the car by Eric Kirchmer would then be colored in and become this poster for the in-universe car company PAC, which would also get placed on multiple levels of the game. This poster thus adds an extra lore component to the model. Car003a now has an in-universe manufacturer, the same one as the pickup trucks. This initial work seemed to have inspired Eric Kirchmer. He would create further vehicle concept art with one colored art depicting a good condition yellow Moscovich. Now at the same time as Half-Life 2, Counter-Strike Source was also in development. Because of this, a lot of assets from Half-Life 2 were reused by the CSS team, including Car003a. When the game was released also in 2004, it would be used on Dust 2. Most prominently, it'd be featured as the cover at the end of Banana on Inferno. Beginning in 2005, the Half-Life 2 episodes would start to be developed. They would build upon Half-Life 2, including its assets. Episode 1 would release in 2006, with Car003a in it. It would return in Episode 2 in 2007. Years later, in 2013, Car003a would return to its spot at the end of Banana for CSGO's rendition of Inferno. As part of the remake of the map in 2016, Car003a was removed and was replaced with wooden barrels. Its latest official appearance in Source 1 was in 2020, 16 years after its creation. It officially appears in the Last Stand campaign for Left 4 Dead 2, with several examples in the junkyard in the first chapter. However, it and several other Half-Life 2 vehicles were added to Left 4 Dead 2's files with the Cold Stream campaign back in 2012, despite it not being in Left 4 Dead 1 in any form, nor did it make it to retail Cold Stream. This isn't the first time Car003a was part of the files of a game and then not used. See, Half-Life 2 was the testbed and origin point for the Source 1 engine. When watching the old SIGGRAPH and E3 content, you can see it slowly develop. Because this was where the engine started, it would be the starting point of development for a number of Valve's other titles, especially those that were being planned out near the time of Half-Life 2. This means that in a number of cases, the assets for Half-Life 2 act as a reserve for other titles, even if the time period, location, or art style might not align with their inclusion. So, if you open up Hammer or PAC file viewers, you can actually find it in Day of Defeat Source, Portal 1, and Team Fortress 2. Valve would also position Half-Life 2 to become the base for the public branches of the Source 1 engine, letting it be a reserve of content for public source projects too. Those that are based in or a version of Half-Life 2 setting, like the Raising the Bar project, will feature Car003a in them in a similar manner to vanilla Half-Life 2. But as with some of Valve's non-Half-Life games, you can find it in the files for other projects, such as, but not limited to, Black Mesa and Portal RTX. In the case of Gmod, it has long been connected to Half-Life 2. Car003a has thus ended up in custom content for Gmod as well. In 2020, Car003a would make the coveted leap into the Source 2 engine. It can be found in Half-Life Alyx's first map, A1 Intro World, at a low LOD level. As mentioned before, level of detail is for distant objects. At lower levels, the object is made to appear with fewer polygons to be better for performance. Normally, a prop will transition between different levels, but in this instance, and because Source 2 has this feature built in, this version of Car003a has had its LOD level set manually. This is why it looks a bit different. It appears once more in regular detail near the end of the game, in the map right below the vault, A4C17 parking garage. No remake of Car003a or the Moskvich was made for Half-Life Alyx. The main sedan in that game's vehicle roster, that sort of looks like Car003a, is actually based on Car4a, or the Volga Gaz-24. The creation of Car003a would seemingly spur the development of Car003b, which is based on the same type of Moskvich car, but in a different color and with different damage and decay. It's unknown, however, if it came about from the same photo and concept art. It too can also be found in a variety of maps and levels in various Valve titles. This also includes its own leap to Source 2 in Half-Life Alyx. A direct variant of Car003a was created for Left 4 Dead 2 called Zapastal. It's the exact same model as Car003a, but it is minty green with a tiny bit less decay. It was first created for Coldstream and then made it to retail in The Last Stand.